Alright guys, we are back online, not yet in the verse. We prepared something for you and we want to find out if this kind of format actually works, because we never did that with that computer. So there was a patch release last week on the August 30th, the last working day in August. They delivered the new version, Alpha 3.24. And this patch is focused on cargo empires. That means there are some contracts and missions you can do within the verse, all about cargo hauling and stuff like that. So that is the reason why we bought in-game with in-game money a new ship. Not primarily for the cargo thing, but we were looking for a cargo ship for our roleplay, gameplay within the verse as a salvager. So it was basically just like coming hand in hand, the timeline of the new release with the thoughts about buying a new ship. And so we did. We bought that ship. We bought it first in the PTU version, because there we got 15 million on the central bank account and we wanted to do a ship review. We did the ship review. You can see it on our YouTube channel on the vlog page. We can show you where that is. We got our browser here, and if you go to type in Nomadoc not born yet, that is the name we have within the verse, and also basically everywhere on Twitch, on YouTube, on Robert Space Industries. And this is basically it. So you can see we are now live, and we put the logo of Cloud Imperium Games LLC Ltd on the thumbnail for this one, and you can see we did a ship review somewhere in the live streams. As you can see, we didn't upload a video yet. We just did streaming, and we do streaming and recording. That's why there are no videos yet. But yeah, we asked the question after the release of these hotfix, or not the hotfix, the new patch 3.24, if Star Citizen is a dead horse. Because yeah, how do we structure? So this is fairly new for us to do a format like this, because usually we just play. So we did yeah, here's the video ship review. We went into the PTU and did the ship review to find out which of those ships would suit the most our requirements as a salvager within the verse. And we came to the conclusion that Taurus, RSI constellation Taurus, would be the ship we want to buy with UAC in the live alpha version. So we acknowledge that Star Citizen is still early access. It's an unfinished video game. It is basically a test field. And when we play Star Citizen, we are basically tester, even when we do not do feedbacks on issues, bugs, glitches, and whatever. And we are certainly aware of there will be bugs and there will be glitches within the verse, and we didn't care much about that. Sometimes it was annoying, but yeah, it is what it is, right? It is an early version. It's not a finished game, so we need to expect that. And yeah, glitches and bugs, we do not care, but there are some other things we experienced since we started playing Star Citizen. And we started in July, when it was Foundation Festival in July 2024, and we started out and we did our career as a salvager, because we got hooked up from some YouTubers, and we do not show some of them, but some YouTubers, they made advertisement, we will say, modern marketing, yeah, the influencers, and they influenced our decision to come into the verse and have a virtual life within the verse which is basically so. We had a 3 version installed here. We got the live version, the PTU, and a hotfix version. But the hotfix we played yesterday inside the hotfix version because the instances of the live version and the hotfixes were the same. So everything what we did career-wise was the same. But now today we don't have hotfix anymore, and just to make sure, we deleted everything from the directory of Star Citizen. That's why Star Citizen or game Star Citizen Live is empty, and we do the very first launch after they remove the hotfix. And what we want to do is basically get confirmation that Star Citizen is a dead horse. It is not that we want to have Star Citizen to be a dead horse. No, it's just want to find out, is it? And we do not define from what point on it is a dead horse or not. That's why it is a question. It's just a question we ask. And we don't think that we will deliver answers to this question, but we will find some indices or some evidences that showing us the direction into that certain direction, right? So, yeah, as it starts, we hope we didn't close the window. Oh, if that would happen, that would be certainly sad, because we prepared a lot of... Hope not. No, we got it. We still got it. Oh, what a pain it would be. Okay, camera detected this time. This confirms that it is a new instance. So this time, no, we do not. And we also see, okay, this is the very first launch, so it is a window within Windows. And the reason why we put the logo of Cloud Computing Imperium as the thumbnail is because we watched today YouTube, because we haven't been able to play or we didn't spend time. There is a key to the reset of WEF. Yeah, World Economic Forum, they want to do a reset of everything. They want to reset economics, lives, politician systems, financial system, everything. And we saw a logo which was really intriguing. And yeah, it is very spontaneous, so we do not think that we will find that key, but the key had the power button as well in it, and it just makes sense. Yeah, the power on, power off. So if you want to reset the computer, you turn off the power and turn them back in, and this is what the Great Reset is supposed to be. Yeah, turn off everything that was, and turn on the new one. Yeah, the new world order, call it whatever you want. And there are movies out there, they call it Leave the World Behind. Yeah, everything what you know, leave that behind you. It's done, it's gone. And we create a new world, and you have to live in the new world. And this is something what Star Citizen is actually about, the verse. And that's why we chose actually Star Citizen, because Star Citizen offered us a platform what no other game ever would be able to. Just having said that, so as you can see, we created, or it created by itself, the profiles folder and everything, and we want to put 2 files in it: attributes and action maps. This is our key bindings and stuff. Yeah, acknowledge, all right. Because now it will start not in or as a window, it will start as borderless window. It is basically the same. All right. Yeah, because the verse, the metaverse, it is kind of interesting. And there was a movie multiverse. The multiverse. Whenever we are looking up those kind of stuff, yeah, it was this one. The multiverse movies, Screen Rant. The latest from this comic stuff. Not the Avengers, the other ones. Oh, god damn it. Every time when we are looking spontaneous for something, we do not find it. Yeah, but there was a picture with that lady over here, that multiverse movie. And the multiverse is basically some sort of the opposite of the universe, because multi means multiple. There are various of verses, variants of verses, and in that particular movie we do not know the name of, with that woman within this some sort of comic movies. Doctor Strange is in the same universe, multiverse, MCU, yeah, you know, MCU. Yeah, the madness, multiverse of madness. Was it? No, either way. So there's a difference between multiverse and universe. The multiverse are multiple verses basically next to each other, and if you find a bridge to walk over to the other verse, you can traverse between the verses. And the universe, on the other hand, is just one verse, and we will see what the verse is etymologically. God damn it. Etymologically. Etymologically. This is the word that we are looking for. Etymologically is basically the scientific study of origin and evolution of words, semantic meaning across time, which is interesting, including its constituent morphemes and phonemes. It uses methods such as philology, comparative linguistics, and semantic changes to trace the history and relationships of words across languages. So this is what is some sort of a hobby of us, yeah, doing etymology. So we are back, so we got our friends list, they're online, that means they are playing. So the last state we had in the verse was we had the Taurus. We did some mission, but we just completed one only cargo mission. That was on Friday. And beside that, we didn't do anything complete because either we were unable to fly the bigger ship, or game crashed, or game glitched, or something happened. And we were kind of bored out of the not working gameplay of cargo hauling, so we tried something new. People talked about, yeah, and we point that out. People talked about the personal hangar, and we never experienced the personal hangar, and we thought this is just like some rumors, some fake, some conspiracy to hook up people to get into the verse, to have a personal hangar, a virtual personal hangar, where you can store stuff in it and have it personalized. But the thing is, we didn't believe that. We wanted to test it out, and we did that on Sunday. We wanted to find out if that actually works, that personal hangar. So we bought a beanbag in Lowville, because Lowville is our primary location, and we placed the beanbag inside the hangar. And we left the hangar with the Taurus, went on a mission, and we got shut down in the mission because we are not fighters, we are salvagers. So we got shut down, we crashed, and then we exit the game. We didn't wait and backspacing and everything. No, we just exit the game. And the time when we came back in, we figured out we were too late with exiting. So that means we lost the body, we got a dead marker, and we lost our suit and armor. But the dead body marker was there, so we went there and picked up our armor, so we could retrieve that. But what we couldn't retrieve anymore was the Taurus. Since then, yeah, it was Sunday afternoon, so it was pretty okay to not be able to retrieve that. But either way, it was just not that cool, right? So we tried, and we had in the global chat some questions. We got in the Spectrum forum some questions, and of course there was no answer from CIG. We would not expect that CIG ever would react to anything what we report as a bug, as a glitch, as an issue, because who are we? I mean, we are just a regular dude who wants to have fun online playing a video game, and we have to admit we never had seen anything like Star Citizen. And we also have to admit that we are actually not really gamers. So yeah, that's for that. What I'm looking here is we are looking for the equipment we had yesterday, because we looked damn awesome. The reason why we do missions is not primarily for the money, but for some cool, unique stuff like this. So this is not the pants we usually wear, but does it look great? Yeah, we like that. So this is fun stuff about Star Citizen. You can create a character. I'm not sure if you're gonna look into character etymologically, but yeah, the first thing what we're gonna do is checking if we can retrieve our Taurus on Everest. We are on Everest. This is our favorite place to be, and we do not expect, but we will find out.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Now, no, we do not. The Taurus is destroyed. Yes, that was the case. We got destroyed, we got shut down. So what we can do is we can try spawn the Aqua Nox. Now it also doesn't. But we are on a space station, and the Aqua Nox is considered to be a ground vehicle, some sort. So what we can try is to retrieve a vulture.
Selected.
This is something what we also did yesterday, and we got 2 vultures because when
has been delivered to the Please visit us.
the hangar was racing, it raced empty, so we got no vulture. And so we flew down to Lorville with the Aurora, which we paid money for, IRL money. Flew to Lorville and spawned or retrieved the vulture there, flew up to Everest, stored it. Meant to store it properly, but it wasn't, so we kinda lost the vulture, so we retrieved the second one, and we got 2 vultures inside the hangar, which is kind of fun. And yeah, it wasn't that fun at the end, but what I'm bragging here, I mean, yeah. So we go down to Lorville to find out if we can retrieve the Taurus in Lorville, because Lorville seems to be, or not seems to be, we chose Lorville as the primary location. Yeah, so we turn down the sound a bit because the gameplay is not even really a gameplay, it's just checking out before we do character repair. The second time, because people talked about doing it multiple times, because one time just doesn't work. So this is not really true in terms of the character repair. We did the character repair and it worked. We woke up in Lorville with the base suit, but we got stored everything we had at any time, so that worked. But what we didn't have is the Taurus available. And we are not keen on having the towers for us for the cargo hauling. No, we want to have the towers because we want to practice flying around with the towers, because it's just a bigger ship than a Vulture. And it has a different shape and different behavior and whatever. Yeah, it's a simulation, right? It's a space simulation. For that matter, it is a realistic simulator, because all ships has their own flaws and gimmicks and challenges. Yeah, it is a little bit lagging, but yeah, who cares? All right, so then let's have a check if we can switch screen. Yeah, so this is the screen of the gameplay, so you don't see what we do outside of the game. And what we do is spawn in hopefully we didn't lose it. The window we prepared for this session in the HOPIUM is a big deal around Star Citizen. HOPIUM is a big thing within the verse. So yeah, we are flying down. So what we experienced also is not being focused while approaching Lorville is no, because the hangar doors are hungry. Hurston, hungry. They're hungry and they bite your ship if you not land properly in a certain amount of time. So that's why we try to focus for a bit, just to get the ship inside the hangar. Oh, wait. Over there. Yeah, this is what we meant. If you are not focused, you do not point at the spaceport. All right. So let's talk about good things about Star Citizen, what we experienced so far. So we are not actually gamers. We are not players. We just moved out of a community apartment and we wanted to find a new hobby. And we thought, the computer we had back then crashed, so we need to replace the computer, and we were thinking about, should we buy a gaming computer? And a gaming computer just has some other requirements to fulfill the purpose. So we Googled the most resource hungry games out there right now. Yeah, that was some sort of June summer 24, and we found two games in our little research. One was Star Citizen and the other one was Cyberpunk. Yeah, you see the persistent hangar actually works. The destroyed Vulture from yesterday is still inside. And when we go down here, oh, we do not crash. We should. No, we cannot, because arms is stone. So we will land, hopefully properly. Gear is out. So we have no idea what the measure about these landing pads, but when we have a look outside, we should be within the red, yellow lines. This is our understanding of having the ship properly in place on site on the pad. And we have that, right? And the circle in the middle of the pad is basically right above the pilot seat. So we go down. So far we can verify, we can verify the so-called persistent hangar, the personal hangar, works with all the stuff we do not want, especially a crashed Vulture, the second one we didn't pay for, right? And these are the parts we just moved in this area of the hangar because the tractor beam is not strong enough to move this one. And yeah, so even this box is still here. We placed it here, intended. But what we did place was a beanbag in the medium-sized hangar. And this is the small hangar because we are here with the vulture, and it would make sense that we do not see or able to retrieve the Taurus inside the small hangar. Yeah, this makes totally sense. So they recognize the vulture on the pad. That means we landed properly, which is basically a wonder because our flight skills are really, really bad. So it goes down properly without crashing or whatever. And this is something what we managed with the Taurus quite some time, that we are not able to land properly on the pad because we never actually cared. But since the new patch, we should always wait until the elevator renders out, that we should take care about landing properly. Otherwise, the hangar bottom, the hangar ground will swallow your ship, and that happened quite some time. And even when we tried to store the ship, it wasn't able to store, no, but it was able to claim, and this is how we managed to get a second vulture. And here the Taurus is listed as well, but it is still not available for retrieve, claim, or deliver. What we can do is we can go to gate 126 and see if we can claim the Aqua Nox, because we flew it the last time in New Babbage, and for some reason it was destroyed. We don't know why. Probably we just crashed into something. This might be possible. Yeah, this is a player pretending to be an NPC. Alright, so then let's have an eye on the doors. We go to Metro Station.
Next stop, Metro Center.
So we have a check on Cloud Imperium Games. This is the company that developed the Star Citizen video game. And right at the top you'll see the O has the logo in it. And here, very, very small, you can see a TM or an R. That means it is copyrighted or a trademark. And copyright, the all rights reserved, is in legal fiction a specific way to tell the people what they are allowed to do or not. And if you sign up, that means if you pledge for Star Citizen, you will stumble over it. And you cannot avoid it. You will stumble over it, and you have to acknowledge and agree on all these terms. And if you do not, you will not be able to create an account, and you also will not be able to pledge. Or maybe you will be able to pledge, but you are not able to play the game.
Do not lock doors.
Okay. Yeah. And what they say is on their start page, when you come onto the website, we craft universes of unprecedented magnitude.
Next stop, Floorville City Gate.
This is interesting, right? We craft universes. That would mean they craft multiverse, a multiverse. But either way, they choose the word universe, and we will see what the universe is etymologically. And unprecedented magnitude, and we can agree on that we never had seen a video game like Star Citizen. The scale of it, the pure scale of it, with all the planets and moons, and even it's just one star system, it is really well made with some sort of a, let's say, it's a real simulation of real planets. If you consider a flying ball in rock as a planet, with its moon, which is just smaller round rocks flying around in space. That actually works. They are discoverable. They have some sort of a gravitational impact, if you will, but in the gravitational theory, you have a mass. There will be a mass to have a gravitational effect, and so the effects on gravitation on moons are not the same like on planets. This is something that you can experience within the virtual world of Star Citizen. And of course there are some gravitation generators. That means they generate mass.
Welcome
Yeah, and
to
this
the
is
ASOP
science
vehicle
fiction, of
retrieval
course.
system.
So also the Aquanox we are not able to retrieve.
Please review the latest first log before entering.
So we got two vehicles, and we got to say, yeah, the Aquanox we paid IRL money for. That came with the package of Foundation Festival. So we do not care about the Aquanox in general because it's not really a part of our gameplay. So then we got the proof that character reset didn't have an effect on the issue we have, and we are not expecting, but Star Citizen, not the Star Citizen, CIG can prove otherwise, that they actually react, and not only acts or reacts on this video. No, just make sure that we can fly the ships. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to do a character reset, and we will show you how that works if you ever consider to repair your character of Star Citizen. They have a page, support page on Robert Space Industries knowledgebase.com. We go there, and it was a year ago updated by Trisure. Okay, you can read all this stuff. When do I need character repair? Many of the following issues will require a repair to get a character back into playable state. So the character itself, we have to admit, is playable, but the game itself is partially not playable because we do not get the ships we need to do the cargo hauling. But we do not cargo hauling, so either way. Some instances of 30k error. And this is something what we noticed, yeah, since we installed the new version, the patch, or updated the 3.24 patch, we never actually experienced a launcher crash or a 30k error anymore, which is quite interesting. But yeah, we got the finite loading screen. We will say so after 30 minutes, loading was finished, and we terminated the process on the Windows, and we started all over, and probably eventually after another 15 minutes of waiting, the game actually launched. Our mobiGlass has gone missing now. Yes, kind of missing. We bought a red one and we lost that with the new patch. Your character cannot interact with anything. Yeah, we can interact with something, but not with not anything. Yeah, but the ships. Okay, so we match one criteria to need a character repair. Your character has come stuck somewhere, such as inside terrain or objects. No. Any issues or bugs with ships or vehicles? Yes. Such as duplicate? Yes. We got 2 vultures. Crime stats and reputations? We do not care. Lost cargo due to a bug? We also do not care anymore. After a month of game playing Star Citizen, we do not care about these kind of bugs. Yeah. It's just part of the game. It has to be. I mean, it's alpha. Why should it work? It doesn't have to work because we are the testers, and we are basically ask to report the issues so they can make the game better, right? What effects will this have? Once the character repair has been performed, the following will happen. You will be sent to your spawn point, should be Everest or Lorville. Items that were previously equipped at the time of repair will be unequipped and sent to your inventory. That actually happened the last time. So we hope we got our glasses back. The glasses are important. The pants not, the jacket not, but the glasses built. Because we spent 3 hours to get the glasses. And yeah, all equipment and items that were missing at the time of repair will remain lost. Oh. Is a ship an equipment? Is the ship an item? Because we miss it. So either way, it will be still lost. Okay. This includes personal equipment and items from pledges. But all equipment and items that were missing at the time of repair will remain lost. This includes personal equipment and items from pledges. Very interesting. So you spend money, IRL money, and if you do a character repair because of these, you will lose the pledge. AUAC, reputation, ships, vehicles, and equipment will be unaffected. Yeah, and this is what we experienced. Yeah, there were ships and the vehicles. Yeah, the Aquanox and the Taurus will be unaffected. Okay, so we try known workarounds, head to RSI website, log in, issue, accounting. So we go to account. And the 24 hours are done, so we can, yeah. A character repair can only be requested once every 24 hours. And here they say, what do they say? In the event that an extremely detrimental bug has occurred that has either greatly or completely hindered a player's ability to participate in Star Citizen Alpha testing phase. Yeah, we cannot do that cargo missions we want to do without a Taurus. It may be required that the character's data is repaired to return the game to a playable state. Yeah, but we want to have the ship, not the game. This is at last resort step, and we are encourage players to both attempt to resolve issues using workarounds, if possible, and report this issue to any fixes that have been found. So we know that other players has the same issues because since Friday up until yesterday evening, we read in the Spectrum, some sort of community hub. Was it here? Was it here? Don't know. Yeah, this copy of Discord. And people in the global chats on various servers on various regions. So we are definitely not the only one who has exactly that issue. Last resort, yes. For more information about character repair process, including please resort knowledge base. This is what we did. Yeah, we came from there. Once the repair is complete, the following will happen. Your player avatar will be recreated. Okay. Your character will be sent back to your home location, that is Lorville. Inventories, items, currencies, mission progress will persist. Yeah. So items, that would be the glasses, inventories, yeah, everything what we have in the inventory in Lorville and on Everest will stay, and the currencies means the money we have. So we can confirm that was the last time. So still cannot fly Taurus because not available for delivery, retrieve, nor claim. Status destroyed because got shut down in a mission by the way. Poor Knox also not available for delivery, retrieve, nor claim, but that has no priority to us. All right. Then the password, not that one. We need to find the password. Do we find it? Is this Robot Space Industries? One sec. Submit. No, invalid password. Copy. Did we change the password? No? Should we change password? Submitting this request will occur a waiting period before it can be used again. The next time you will be able to request a repair is tomorrow. This process cannot be reversed once it has been initiated. We encourage you to exhaust all other avenues of troubleshooting your issue before resorting to an account to repair. So invalid password. Why it is invalid? It's not. It cannot be wrong. The reason why it cannot be wrong is because we didn't type it. We have a password save and we basically just do copy paste. And it is the same password we had yesterday. This looks different. Checking the time, 7 p.m. would mean these 24 hours are over, because the last time we tried to do a character repair was yesterday evening, 4 hours after we did the one, and there was a message. You cannot do a character repair, and interestingly now we cannot do either. So we're not sure if that actually happens or not. So this is something that what you can hope for. HOPIUM. All right, so let's continue outside of the verse, which is pretty weird for us. All right, so website, pushing boundaries in immersive storytelling. Yeah, this is interesting. So if you call the verse Star Citizen a video game, then we actually can say, yes, the video game itself is immersive. You can experience something in terms of a simulation. So there are flyable ships and they act differently. They behave differently. You have let's say a physical reaction within the digital realm. So if you have a larger ship and you go into a small hangar, you will bump on all edges all the time. So there's physicalization within the digital world actually occurs, that happens. It is immersive. And at the beginning, back then when we started out with Star Citizen, we got some swindly while trying to land in the hangar, because we stumbled over and we were upside down and we want to turn around the ship around. And so, yeah, it is immersive. And all these, all the other effects, like having an intense gameplay for shooting on ghost hollows while it's night and dusty, or not dusty, what was it? Cloudy, nebulas. Yeah, if there are nebulas, we don't know the word in Mist is the word. It is intense because you cannot see your enemies. You only see them when they shoot first, right? So this is intense. Or if you're in a bunker and do the, so let's say, the more riskier missions, not the simple one where you just go in and shoot 5 and mission is done. No, we talk about the HRT, high risk bunker missions. You really feel the tense of the limited space within the bunker. Yes, this is immersive, but they pushing the boundaries of storytelling. An immersive storytelling. Yeah. Epic space sim. Yeah, it is really an epic space simulation. Space is fiction. Simulation is a copy of a fiction or a copy of something what's real. Epic, yeah, it is epic. It's absolutely epic. So this is what they say on their first page where you land. And let's have a closer look to the bottom here. Here you can see C for copyright, Cloud Imperium Rights LLC, and Cloud Imperium Rights Ltd. Ltd Limited and LLC. Let's have a check. LLC. Abbreviation. Limited Liability Company. This is equivalent to the GmbH, Gesellschaft mit beschränkter Haftung. Yeah, Limited Liability, beschränkte Haftung. And what was the other one? LTD. Limited. And they say limited mean, what does it mean? The abbreviation for the term limited, which denotes that the company is incorporated. Incorporated, something inside another corpse, another body. So that means that this one, Cloud Imperium Rights Ltd, is incorporated inside the LLC, the Limited Liability Company or Corporation. So there are two different entities, and as far as we understand, we do not understand. Ltd is a standard abbreviation for limited, which is similar like limited liability, for a form of corporate structure available in countries including UK, Ireland, Canada. So this is UK, the Brits, the Queen. This is a specific legal jurisdiction, let's put it that way. The term appears as a suffix that follows the company name, indicating that it is a public or private limited company. So okay, the LTD is basically the same like LLC, but in another legal fiction, in another legal jurisdiction. So you got the blue ones, the blue line, the blue bloods, the king and queens, like the Queen or King Charles, the UK Imperium, they are LTDs. And there are other ones, the red ones, they are like America, they are LLCs. So that's why they have two of them. One is outside of the Queen's Imperium, and the other one is within the Queen's Imperium. So this is what we found here. You can verify everything what we're talking about here. We do not, how do we say, we do not invent something or make stuff up. No, we try to verify, like we verified the so-called personal hanger somehow works, but we only verified the small hanger. The small hanger doesn't get rid of the destroyed vulture. The medium-sized hanger, we cannot check if the beanbag is still there, because we cannot launch the Taurus. This is the landing page when you come here. Then on the About page, we are creating the games that we want to play. Yeah, this is like a marketing slogan. If you create a game that you do not want to play, that means you are not convinced by yourself of whatever you are doing or not. So this is a marketing saying. So we are creating the games that we want to play, but we have to admit, okay, it is still an alpha. But if they want to play that alpha, what kind of measurement they have for we want to play, right? It just implies the questions, and this is the question why we ask: is Star Citizen a dead horse? Because if that is the game they want to play, all right. Founded in 2012 by visionary, Vision, game developer Chris Roberts and a ragtag crew, interesting, of decorated film and gaming industry veterans in Austin, Texas, Cloud Imperium was poised to forever change the way games were made. And this is something what we can admit. We checked out other space simulation because we thought Star Citizen is not playable, and we are aware it is just alpha. So we were looking for other space simulators, and we got to say we didn't find any that come anywhere close to Star Citizen. In every aspect, flying the ships, some sort of storytelling. We didn't do storytelling so far. We didn't do the reputation jobs they offer, and we didn't do much missions because most of them were just buggy. Yeah, so it's just a waste of time, and we did that. Like every starter in the Star Citizen does this, let's say, low-end, money-wise, low-end jobs just to get used to use the ship, get taking off, landing ships, open up the gates, open up the door, open up the cargo space, whatever. This is something what everyone does just to get used to it, right? And at the beginning we thought, okay, it doesn't really work, but we have to admit, we invested 4 hours of completing some delivery missions, from picking up X amount of boxes from several places distributed around the Stanton system, and wanted to deliver it to X spots, delivery drop-offs, just to find out that very last one didn't work because just the drop-off box didn't open. So we invested, okay, we can say we practiced taking off and landing, but it was a waste of time. And that for the money of something between of 6K or 13K in-game money. Yeah. Today, Cloud Imperium remains true to those original objectives, having grown to facilitate a crew of over 400 of the most talented people in the industry, operating out of 5 studios around the globe. We are still making the world's greatest games. Yeah, they talk in plural. Record-shattered space sim Star Citizen. Yes, it is. And story-driven single-player epic squadron. We haven't seen that. Utilizing an unprecedented level of collaboration with our community of passionate players and fans. Interesting. While continually pushing the boundaries of what games and game studio can be. Yeah, what they can be, what the game can do. No, what the game can be. All right. This is the About page, but the reason why we are here on the About page is this one. We will dream big. Yeah, and as a visionary, you have to say something like this, because the vision is something visually, something that you imagine, something that is a fantasy, like a dream. Yeah, it's not real. It's not. You cannot touch it. You cannot feel it. You cannot embrace it, but you can embrace the idea, and you can work towards to manifest the dream into some sort of a reality. And in terms of Star Citizen, which is considered to be an MMO, massive multiplayer online game, it's not really touchable, right? It is an online, it's digitalized. It's a service. It's an online service. You can use. You can pay this pledge amount of money, and you can use the web service. Sometimes it works better, sometimes it doesn't. But who cares? Yeah, it is a service they offer, and they say it is an alpha stage. It's an early access, so they are not obliged to make sure that it works. They just need to make sure it is not completely broke. We never settle, and we're never daunted. At Cloud Imperium, we truly embody the idea, okay, it's a cult, that nothing's impossible. In fact, the more challenging something is to achieve, the more we want to take it on. It's through overcoming those challenges together that we define ourselves, okay? They define what challenges there are, they define what challenges they will take. Yeah, which is okay. This is like the same like problem solving, yeah? There is no problem unless you define a problem. Okay, nothing more here. This is the guy, the Chris Roberts, founder and chief executive officer, game director. This is an interesting title. So the founder is okay, the chief executive officer means he has a board in front of his head that tells him what to do, but he is a game director. He's not a dictator, but it's a director. He directs where the game is going to, but the chief executive officer is the title or the role he has within the company, the corporation. And there are other people, but they have smaller pictures, so they seem to be not relevant. Cloud Imperium Financials for 2021, published December 2022. So this is just 2 years old or more. And they have some graphs, yeah, looking great. Funding stats counter, we will have a check on that. And here we got, yeah, why did they stop? Why didn't they publish 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Ten years. They published for 10 years, almost 10 years, and then they stopped publishing. Why? Why do you stop publishing? What happened in 2020, 2021? CapEx spending in 2020 was 2 million and was mainly concerned in the rest of world territories, which grew most during the year. Yeah, you can read into that. You will probably find out why or what CapEx actually is. But something happened here. Capital expenditures are funds used by a company to acquire, upgrade, and maintain physical assets such as property, plants, buildings. This is what they need, yeah? CIG needs property, plants, plants, buildings, technology, or equipment to maintain this server infrastructure, these MMO online services. All right. Then funding stats, staying on that. So they say on their websites, Robert Space Industries, they say fundraising 7.19 million or billion, however you want to call it, raised since 2012. And they got 5.3 star citizens. And star citizens seems to be considered those who had a starter game package and therefore a license to play the game, even in alpha state. So let's say 1.2, no, In average, if it would be linearly, if those so-called star citizens are the only ones who funds the game, that would mean in average each citizen has spent 134 IRL money. But that might be realistic in a linear fashion, because the cheapest is something around 45 bucks. So 45, they would have raised 240 if everyone just paid that 45 bucks for a starter ship like we did. Then they would raise 240 million since 2012. So let's do a money burn down rate within 12 years. No, wait, 2012? Yeah, 12 years. They means they will burn 60 million per year since then, in a linear fashion. This is not realistic, right? This is just a linear calculation doing some stats, and only trust the stats you fake by yourself. Or don't trust stats you don't fake by yourself. So, and you can see here some spikes and whatever. Yeah, but what we want to see is, as a crowd-funded project, Star Citizen Scope is based directly on the support provided by our backers. Money pledged goes directly to the game's development. So every citizen is basically a backer because they pledged money. And we are as well. Stretch goals listed here are intended to reward early backers and to indicate how we are achieving Star Citizen full version. So we are in alpha, not in a full version. There is no full version available now. Nobody can buy Star Citizen as a game. You only can pledge. This is a huge difference. So they by themselves say December 2012 they started, and they had the goal of 2.5 million. They have accomplished, and Star Citizen will feature an additional flyable ship, the Anvil Gladiator. So that means there are already flyable ships, and Star Citizen as an instance actually works, whatever that means. And then we have, that was December 12, October 12, another 2.5 million, or it is the two. Okay, here it starts, and here it ends. No, here it starts, here it ends. Here it starts, and here it ends, within 1 month. Wait, doesn't make sense. Does it? Yeah, it does. No, it doesn't. Either way. So you can see 2.5, 2 million, 3.2, 3.5. It is constantly increasing. We got December, October, November. We got still November, increasing. Still November 12, increasing even more. November. They raised a lot of money within that 1 year, at the start, basically. Or we read it wrong, that might be possible. And then we assume that are increments. Are they increments? Or is this a goal? Raise 5.5 and they are accomplished. Then set the goal of 6 million and they are accomplished. Set the new goal 9 million and they are accomplished. Or is it just a difference? Is it the increment? But you need, if you need to come up to 700 million, it is not an increment. So who is paying that amount of money to accomplish that amount of money, that pledge goals or crowdfunding goals, within that short amount of time? It's incredible. I mean, if you are a professional gamer, like we are not, or if you're a regular gamer but you play heavily, if not saying addictive, then you will spend money into it. And we met people in the verse, they spent a lot of money, and with a lot we mean thousands and above, not for one chip, no, over the course of time. And it is quite interesting to hear them out, what they say. So we go up, 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 or scrolling down, 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 until the end. And the very end is 65 million in November 2014. That would mean exactly 2 years. They published exactly 2 years their goals, their accomplishments, what they want to achieve and deliver for their early backers. And then they stopped. Why did they stop publishing? Did the crowdfunding stop? No, it doesn't. Because if we want to play the game, we're still doing pledging. Play now? Okay, we are logged in, so it doesn't work, but there's a pledge store. It is still a pledging. But it might be that this pledging is not anymore through a crowdfunding platform. It is outside of a crowdfunding platform. And this is in legal fiction, this is a huge difference. And we know people talk about, oh, Star Citizen is a scam. Yeah. So Cloud Imperium crowdfunding. We asked ourselves, where did they crowdfund? So Cloud Imperium private. Did they had 800 employees back then or now? Financing rounds 4. This is PitchBook. Don't know what that is. 2 investments. Okay, because we wanted to find out where did they do the crowdfunding. New player guide, why is that? Probably because of that. Yeah, 5.3 million have joined the universe. This is really, really interesting, the wording. If they would have texted here, have joined the verse, like the verse, like this, we could say it is some sort of branding. But no, they say universe. Do the same and be part of creating a living, breathing, first-person universe where you and your friends will be able to explore the stars with unparalleled immersion. So, nothing lives and breathes within that universe, that verse. No, it's just digital assets. And if your character moves and behaves like it is breathing, or if runs out of air, or having a high heart rate, it's a simulation. It's not living, and it's not breathing, even when it looks like. So this is marketing. Answer the call. Yeah, we got the call, and we want to join the fight, but we haven't been able because we didn't found the game so far. Might be our inability, we don't know. So the universe, etymologically, the whole world, cosmos, the totality of existing things. From Old French, universe, univers, c'est français, from Latin universum, all things, everybody, all people, the whole world. Yeah, you need to understand what the world is. The world is a fiction. It's an illusion. It is an illusion. So the whole illusion, cosmos, goes in the same direction. The totality of existing things. Ex ist ing. Ex, out of something. Ist in German is to be in English. Or if you say Etymon online, cyclist, scientist, etymologist. Word forming element meaning one who does or makes. X out of, makes or does, out of being, yeah, out of being. It is outside of being. Interesting. And the world, human existence, the affairs of life. Yeah, it's not life, it's the affairs of life. Also, a long period of time. Who had thought that? A long period of time, and time is also an illusion. Also, the human race, mankind, humanity. This is the world. Etymologically, a word peculiar to Germanic languages, Old Saxon, Verold, World, Vereld, Welt, with a literal sense of age of man. Whatever you imagined, yeah, whatever you fantasized, whatever your illusion was, what the word world means. Here you have it, what it is etymologically. Originally, life on earth, this world, as opposed to the afterlife, since extended to the known world, then the physical world in the broadest sense, the universe. Yeah. All people, the whole things. Yeah, this is the totality of existing things. And this is what they want to do with the metaverse. Meta from the Hebrew, dead, a dead verse. That's why we say nothing is living and breathing within the verse. Absolutely not. It's dead. With dead, we mean not living, primarily. So the totality of existing things is that what actually happens right now. They want to digitalize everything, from the government, from the TV to all digital medias. There are almost no printed newspapers anymore. And this is basically the reason why we tested out Star Citizen, because we want to have an idea of what is the idea of the metaverse where people actually want to go into. They want to be part of the totalitarian existing things within the cosmos. Yeah, this is the reason why Star Citizen, yeah, to grab the stars within the cosmos. But even if you check the cosmos etymologically, the universe, the world, but not popular until, and this is interesting, when it was taken as the English equivalent to Humboldt's cosmos in translation from German. You see, the Germans has an effect on a lot of things. Order, good order, new world order, orderly arrangement. So, in the Bible they say, at the beginning was void and chaos. And then they created the world, the cosmos, the universe. Then it was in order. They separated the water from the land. They separated the heavens from the land. They separated from... you know what I'm saying? A word with several main senses rooted in those notions. The verb kosmein meant generally to dispose, prepare, but especially to order and arrange. Really, really interesting. This is the universe. And multiverse is also an entrance here from 1873. An alternative to universe meant to convey absence of order and unity, especially the unity. Absence of order, yeah, if universe is the order, then multiverse is the absence of order, means chaos. And no unity, no fascism, absolutely no fascism, everything is by themselves. Then uni as an prefix of the word forming element, meaning having one only. There can only be one. There can only be one. There can only be one God. There can only be one immortal. There can only be one government. There only can be one world. There only can be one law. There only can be one money. And this is what Hitler said, right? Reign for thousands of years for one religion, one world, one government, one money. And Hitler was not the first, and Hitler was not the last one. And we are running towards that. Yep. That's why they call it UEE. UEE means star citizen. United Empire of Earth. So are there multiple empires united, that unity? Or is there a unity because the empire of Earth spread out? The verse, late English, blah, 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 line or section of a psalm or canticle, canticle. Later, line of poetry. Oh, from all Anglo-French, Old French, verse. Line of verse, rhyme, song, versus a line, row, line of verse, line of writing. This is very, very interesting. To turn, bend, the metaphor is plowing of turning from one line to another. So the universe is one line. And if you digitalize everything, and everything is on the so-called internet, then everyone is on that line. Everything is on that one line. Everything, the totality of everything that exists are online on that one verse. You know, you feel where I'm getting to? It is. This is the reason why we tried. This is why we tested Star Citizen, to find out how it works, basically. The English New Testament first was divided fully into verses in the Geneva version. Geneva, Genf, in Switzerland, meaning metrical composition. Yeah. So interesting. If you have a closer look to things, you will see so many interesting things, and people still talking about conspiracy theories. Okay, they believe us. So let's see, Star Citizen. What is citizen etymologically? Etymologically, citizen, sign to be city in the city. Inhabitant. Oh yeah, it actually says inhabitant of a city or town. Sorry, we should have prepared better, but yeah, we see this the first time in front of us. So we just think loud when we read this, and we got the confirmation that we thought right. Citizen, a city dweller. Town dweller, citizen. One who dwells inside a city. Sense of free man or inhabitant of a country, member of the state or nation, not an alien. And I don't know what's published now in TV and news and papers and all that, but when they talk about aliens and extraterrestrial, then they talk about not part of the nation, not part of the state, not a member of anything, not an inhabitant of a country, nor a free man. And then later, 14th century, private person. Private person is opposed to be opposed to a civil officer or soldier. Yeah, that's why you can set your status inside the verse to citizen, scout, mercenary, or whatever. So let's have a check what the inhabitant is. One who dwells in a place. Yeah, okay. What is a dweller? To dwell. Dwell as a verb. Dwell. To lead into error. Deceive. Mislead. The deceiver misleads the believers. And when we dwell inside a city, who do we lead into error? Who do we try to deceive? Or are we the one who led into error, or got deceived, or got misled? Dwellian, the one who dwells, to be led into error. That means, yeah, we, the citizens, the dwellers, the inhabitants, we are the one to be led into error. We are in the error. That's why Star Citizen is full of bugs and glitches, because we need to be led into error. Okay, try to be serious. Go wrong. Go wrong in belief or judgment. Sorry, I got tears. To delay, hesitate. Go astray. If you put out your cigarette into the ashtray. Okay, continue. So the citizenship, the ship is really interesting. The citizenship basically confirms that you have a status. You are a civilian, you are a soldier, you are a mercenary, you are a scout or whatever. You can have a status. Either you choose your status or someone else gives you a status. You also have rights, but you do not have rights because you say you have rights. No, someone else is giving you the rights, because otherwise it wouldn't be, right? So do you have the right to live? Oh, difficult questions, but leave the rights by the side, to the right side, and have a look to the privileges. So here we have the privilege to vote. We have the privilege to pay taxes. No, to pay taxes is not a privilege. To pay taxes is a responsibility. The privilege we have is to be able to work, to take work from someone who wants to employ us. This is the privilege, to do work for money. And the responsibility that comes with it is to pay taxes, probably paying rent, paying for your clothes, paying for your food. Of a citizen and ship, having a word, citizenship word ending, word forming element meaning quality. Quality doesn't necessarily mean a good value or high value. It just means a condition, a specific condition that is measurable, quantifiable, observable, or verifiable. Act. Citizenship is the act of having rights, privileges, and responsibility. The power to make ourselves responsible for the responsibility. In German there's a word Haftung. Everything sticks to it and you can get rid of it. So there need to be a power, an outside power, that makes sure that we do not forget these responsibilities. Skill to go to work, to do a certain job. The office of ice, not dead, of ice. Position is a certain location within the room, within the space. Yeah, space simulator. Relation between. So this is more or less the same, like position. Okay, the ship, citizenship, spaceship, brotherhood. No, there's a brotherhood. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so having this judgment in the Bible, they say judging others, because have a value system into place. That means you need to be able to value, to valuation, to evaluation. And you cannot value stuff if you are not able to judge. And if you judge, the Bible says, judging others, judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged, and with the measure you use it, will be measured to you. So what goes around comes around. Yeah. So if you judge the scam of Star Citizen and point out what is not a scam, you do not point out the facts. Let's put it that way. But judging in general is, oh, these guys are crazy, or these guys are doing wrong, or this guy is telling lies, or this guy is showing videos that do not be real inside the game. They promise something that you can do in the next patch, having a personal hangar, but it does not. They promise that you, and if you judge that, something will come back. So what does come back when you judge Star Citizen, the game, or the CIG as a company, or Chris Robert as the CEO, founder, and game director? Then you will get it back, and you need to be careful on what kind of position you are. Yeah, position, condition, status, state of being, the ship. If you are in the pledge ship, they decide what's going on with the game or not. Yeah. And if they want to make sure that all get it in their head that Star Citizen is a dead horse, how do they tell the immersive story to make sure everyone gets that without being upset? Yeah. This would be the challenge they set themselves. So, the SQ42, this is the single player game that they talked about, and we want to find out, is there a game? And we can say, we haven't found it. Start the adventure, answer the call, and we answered the call and enlist today. So we enlist today, and enlist today means answer this question and join recruits in receiving the Squadron 42 monthly newsletter. So what do I enlist today? To receive the monthly newsletter? Or do I enlist to play the game? Which fan favorite actor plays the role of Captain McLaren in Star Citizen? Captain McLaren is Scully Anderson. Scully Anderson. Scully, because her head looks like a massive skull. Yeah, Scully Anderson. Submit. Oh, sorry. That was critically acclaimed actress Gillian Anderson. Or almost. Who plays Captain Rachel McLaren, a confident naval commander supercharged with protecting humanity. Okay. Yeah, this is the reason why we cannot play the game, because we answered the question wrong. But we can still put our email address in here to get the newsletter. But we do not want to newsletter. We want to play. Bringing gameplay to life. Update. Watch the update. We do not want to watch the update. We want to play the game. So yeah, there is no game to play here. Robot Space Industries International Ltd. Limited. The UK version, yeah, not the LLC. Terms of service. So what do they say with that? They confirm that they offer a service, and the service is basically a video game, a massive multiplayer online video game, and it is in early access now, open alpha. This is what they offer. These terms of services do not affect any transaction made before its effective date. All prior transactions are governed by the TOS in effect on the date of such transaction. Whatever they talk about, what transaction, probably the pledges we did. Sources in early access to open alpha. This section explains the current state of game, which game with a capital G, which is not final and not bug free. Yeah, well, we are the testers. The legal on their own website for all users. Yeah, we are users of the service outside of United States. That means not the red ones, the blue ones. Because America is red, the responsible party provides this website, Robot Space International Limited, in Good Yards. Interesting. Good Yard, Manchester, UK. Yeah, that's what we said. Yeah, all the users outside of the red states are in the blue states, the UK, registered in England and Wales. Company's house registration. Erin David Roberts. This should be the wife of Christopher Roberts. Yeah, this is interesting. Christopher Roberts is his legal name. For all users in the United States, our responsible party provided on this website is the LLC. So we got confirmation. Different legal jurisdiction. As usual, we won't see or find what we are looking for because we do not know how to Google that. But we know it is on Wikipedia. But as long as we do not know how to search for that, we won't be able to find it on Wikipedia as well, or neither. So in America itself, there is a split between red and blue, the Democrat and Republican. And the Republican seems to be more like the conservative, and conserve means to conserve, to have something that was good, to conserve, make sure it stays. So back then, when the people from the England left England, they want to find the new land, the new world, and create a new world order in the new land, the new America. That's why New York, New Babbage, New Jersey, whatever, it's all new over there, right? Because they built something new and they want to make sure it stays that way. So is New York a state? New York State. It is a state, and New Jersey is New Jersey a state. New Jersey State. Yeah, it is a state. And we have no idea Red, blue, America. This is Miami. This is blue. New York seems to be blue. So you cannot say that the blues are the Brits that left UK because they fled out of the kingdom. And you also cannot say the red ones are the Redskins. Either way. So we're back on we are creating the games. Yeah, we only see one game in alpha, which is awesome. At least at the beginning. It was awesome in the patch release 3.23. We only knew that one, but now we got the 3.24, and we gotta say, what? So Dun & Bradstreet is a weird website. They collect some data and numbers and stuff like that. And Cloud Imperium Games LLC is listed. LLC means outside of the UK jurisdiction. Cloud Imperium Ltd is inside UK jurisdiction, and here you can see Christopher Roberts is his legal name, and they are in Goods Yard Street. Roberts Space Industries International Limited. Erin David Roberts, also in UK. And there is a Roberts Space Industry Germany GmbH, which is Ltd or LLC, depending on what jurisdiction. But GmbH is just the German word for Ltd and LLC. Okay. So we searched for last appearance of Christopher Roberts, and he died 2010. And obviously this is not the Christopher Roberts we were looking for, because we want to find out the CEO, the founder, and the game director. When did he show the last time his face in public? And no. But Chris Roberts, on Wikipedia, at least, he shows up. Chris Roberts makes a surprise Spectrum appearance. And then again, Reddit says, and Space Citizen says, Robert Space says, Star Citizens, Chris Robert makes. Okay, this is the community tab. Someone posted and relinked. And Wikipedia listed him, but we do not know when he showed up the last time. We don't even have dates here, which is interesting. A letter from Chris Roberts. Easy peasy, so 2017. Nothing to see here, and this was 4 years ago. So that doesn't mean that he never showed up in public since then. We are just not able to have a short search on that. And this is on this community hub post also 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago is the same like on Reddit. Okay, then the pledge etymologically. Surety bail. If someone goes to jail and you bail him out, you pay amount of money to make sure, he stays legal or not criminal during the time until judgment day. To judge, right? To judge. And this bail is basically some sort of a security. That means, security. You probably will get the money back after the judgment was made and he didn't do any crime since then. But we have no idea. We do not live in the red states. We do not know. Okay, we actually live in the red states, but we do not know about the bailing and stuff like that. So hostage. Who is hostage while doing a pledge, doing a bail? Both probably from Frankish to guarantee. So if we pledge, we guarantee that CIG will continue to build the dream of a living and breathing universe, which is not, this Star Citizen game thing, you know? Immersive storytelling. We guarantee that they can immersive storytelling. You see how it goes? Slowly, in what direction, what is factual, what is not, what they tell us and what they don't, and what people think or believe what actually happens but doesn't. Alright. So, to guarantee for this undertaking, is they need to make sure there are more pledgers, or the already pledgers back more, or pledges more. The backers that are there pledge more, or make more backers who pledge once. This is the scale of they are in, vertically or horizontally. Make the existing backers pledge more, or getting more one-time backers, and the sum of it are the more pledges to guarantee that they can continue the game. So if Star Citizen is a dead horse and Christopher Roberts want to make sure everyone gets that, they need to tell an immersive story that everyone gets that. How can you make that? Yeah, there's one opportunity how you can make that. You can make a buggy game so bad that you cannot say it is buggy. You just say it doesn't work. So if they do a release of cargo hauling and they do the marketing of cargo hauling, and almost none of these contracts do work, then it is probably not a bug. It's probably intended. Because what does it happen? We wouldn't do this sort of video today if it's not going in that direction, right? So if the backers, the pledgers, do not know that Star Citizen is a dead horse, how can Chris Roberts leave Star Citizen behind? Yeah. How can he leave the world behind? The world, the cosmos, the universe. You see where I'm getting? How can he do that? He needs to tell an immersive story. And you can ask yourself, okay, what is with the employees inside of Star Citizen? Are they believers? Do they believe in the dream? And I certainly would say, we do not know anybody, but we certainly would say if we would be game developers, coders, programmers, and we would stumble over the idea of Star Citizen, we would be hooked and want to be a part of that. But if the creative design decisions have, let's say, a conflict of interests, let's put it that way, then it might be that one party would probably leave the ship. And the employees can easily leave the ship, right? They just cancel the contract and done. Abandon the contract, submit the contract, or untrack it. But on the other hand, the other perspective, Chris Roberts cannot easily leave just like that, because he is attached to an LLC, LTD, and a GmbH. He cannot leave just like that. If he wants to leave the world behind, he needs to make these three companies obsolete, not liquid, like they did with Russia. They are not liquid in liquidation. I don't know how the word is. Yeah, he needs to tell that, and he cannot tell the story of being not able to pay the programmers, paying the rents, paying the infrastructure. He cannot tell this story right now, because as long as they are backers, pledges, they have the money to continue, because this is what the pledge is, to guarantee, to secure the undertaking. So if this would be the only one logical, reasonable solution to make sure it stops, is making people stop to back the shit up, stop pledging. If that will happen, then he can say officially it is a crowdfunding project. People stopped pledging. We do not have the money, the resource to continue. We need to stop. This would be the easiest way, the most immersive story they can tell, and everybody will accept it. It just makes sense, yeah? Have responsibility for your actions. And there are these blind believers who just put too much money into a not finished game because they believed in the idea of the dream from Christopher Roberts. And we have to admit it, that what we have now in early access, it's amazing. It's amazing, but the believers are not able to leave the world behind as well. And we can understand, we spend almost 2 months now within the verse, almost every day for hours. And it becomes a part of us, we would say. Even the character we play, like we said before, we choose the career of a salvager. We design everything around our character, the optical, the visual of our character, the acting of our character. As we bought the vulture, we stopped killing. Most of the time we stopped killing, because the salvager do not kill unless he's forced to defend himself. So it became a part of us. It became a version of us that we can live out in the virtual realm. You know what I'm saying? And people can get lost inside the verse, and yeah, the verse sucked. The world sucked you in terms of sucked you in. Yeah, Zuckerberg with his metaverse sucks you in his dead verse. Person who goes surety or gives bail for another. Stop bailing, Chris Roberts. Meaning allegiance vow attested by drinking. A solemn promise, yeah. And we saw a Star Citizen update video where a guy, and this guy, CIG, you need to exchange this guy. This guy hurts the company, but it might fit into the dead horse story, right? Do marketing with someone who is actually bad in marketing and let them say, we didn't promise that, we just said we are intended to do that, but we are not able to deliver on time. This might be a good immersive storytelling. And don't get me wrong, we are not judging here. We are thinking out loud and find out what kind of possibilities are logically, rationally, and legally. Once word given or considered as security for performance. An act. All right. Then the scam. Yeah, trick, ruse, swindle, cheat. And Star Citizen took a lot of effort to prevent cheating. And that is fair, because one player is not allowed to cheat and another player is not allowed. One player is not allowed to cheat while other are cheating. Either everyone is cheating or nobody's cheating. The same goes with the taxes. Everyone pays taxes or nobody pays taxes. That's fair. Do not cheat. So does CIG cheat? Do they cheat? Do they swindle? Do they ruse or do they trick? And no, they don't. If you read the stuff correctly and get it, and we do not say understand, no, we say get it. Comprehend the stuff they are talking about. Comprehend the legal fiction. Comprehend the legal stuff. Comprehend the difference. Be able to distinguish between fiction, reality, and virtual reality, which is digitalized bits and bytes, ones and zeros. If you are not able to distinguish, you are lost. And if you call out CIG as a scam, you are a judger, because you don't get it. You don't get what a scam is. You do not comprehend. And you do not comprehend what CIG is actually doing. Or not, right? So no, therefore, Star Citizen is not a scam. CIG do not scamming. They are selling virtual spaceship within a virtual space simulation realm, an online service where you can experience an immersive multiplayer, massive multiplayer roleplay online. This is what they are selling. And if you cannot claim your ship within the verse, within the game, then it is a bug, because it's alpha. That's what they say. It's not bug free. And because it is alpha, you don't need to expect support from CIG, because they don't need to. Because you secure the continuation of developing the game, not helping you playing the game. I think this is clear now. Wrap your head around the legal fictions. And we say it, yeah, they say Star Citizen is a science fiction space simulator. And if you do not get that, what the space fiction is, you also won't be able to distinguish what is a legal fiction. And as long as you don't get that, you have no idea what reality is actually about. And this is what they said in the movie. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. The truth is, Star Citizen CIG is selling an online service where you can fly a virtual spaceship inside a virtual realm called the Verse. That's it. Science, etymologically, state or fact of knowing. It's quite interesting. The fact of knowing, or the state. The state would also be a condition. What is known? Knowledge. For something acquired by study. Information. And this is something what we do not agree on. If you read a book, then you actually maybe study the book, but these characters you read in the book are aligned in a certain manner that you can interpret this character to put it into a word, and the word has a meaning, or you think it has that certain meaning, and the meaning is information. Information. You are in a formation, like in the military. And the negative would be uninformed or disinformed. So disinformed is a misdirection. Uninformed is not having the information. You are not in formation. And being in formation, having the information, reading the information is not knowing, is not I know. No. Why this smells like fire in here? Like interesting. Also, assurance of knowledge, certitude, certainty. Science, certainty, probably from that. Knowledge, learning, application. Corpus of human knowledge. Knowledge. We probably need to find out what the ledge is, because the ledger is also relevant for Star Citizen. Learning, yeah, that's what we learn. And learning also means doing. And what we do, and this is what we did inside the verse with Star Citizen, we learned a lot. We tried to figure out stuff. We did some investigation. We need to, it is, we know now how to, how not to land the ship on the pad. And several stuff. We know that within the realm of the verse, within the Star Citizen, we know how it works and we know how it doesn't work. This is what we learned. We know now. But if we tell somebody you need to do that because in order of blah blah blah, the person who receives this information just got the information but doesn't know, because he didn't experience, he didn't live through, he didn't do it by themselves. So this is the difference between knowing and get the information, the science, like they say. So if you believe the scientists are some sort of gods or experts or an authority, then you are just a believer, because you believe they telling the truth. They have their knowledge. And it might be that they have the knowledge, but you don't know. You only get the information that they tell you. And if you haven't heard a scientist talking to you, but politicians talking, the scientists, the experts said, and you read it in a newspaper, then it's even less than that. If you read in the newspaper, experts said, scientists said, then it is the newspaper that delivered the information that you read, not the scientist. So the newspaper can tell whatever they want and just call it expert says, a new study shows, scientists claim, whatever. It is the newspaper that got you the information. It has nothing to do with science. It has nothing to do with the state or fact of knowing nothing. It's just a pure belief. And this is what we say: if you cannot distinguish what is real and what is not, you're basically lost in the verse. No, not in the verse. You are lost in the void. All right. Knowledge and knowing, expertness. Here we have the expertness, intelligent, skilled. Participle sire, to know. If they are skilled, if they repeat, if they applicate, if they learn, they know. And it's the same if you read a cookbook. If they say put this ingredient, this amount of ingredient of that amount of salt, and put it together, it would have a different taste to it. When we did the same, but we did it in opposite order. We put the same ingredient in, but we put in different order, it would smell different. So you do not know how to cook unless you do it. You have an idea how to cook because you got the information of how much of what ingredient you need to put into the food. You know what I'm saying? To know, the verb. To do, the act itself, to know. The verb, known, know, gnostic, perceive a thing to be identical to with another. So if you see an A and another A, you perceive a thing, the character A, to be identical with another. That means You do not know that this an A and this is an A. You know they are the same because you perceive it as the same. They look the same, they behave the same, they smell the same, and if you touch it, they feel the same. Also, be able to distinguish. Yeah. If you are not able to distinguish, you can't handle the truth. Perceive or understand as a fact or truth. Oh, shit. And this is what we do not agree on. Understand means to stand under. You stand under a roof. If the police officer comes and says, you are arrested because of, do you understand? And if you say, yes, I understand, then you stand under the arrest. You accept the arrest and do whatever they want to do because they are some sort of an authority, right? And because you are not able to distinguish between the legal fiction, reality, and other fictions. That's why you understand, and that's why we do not agree on perceive or understand. No, it's not understand, it is comprehend. Know how to do something, yeah. If we cook the bread in that way, we always cook the bread in that way because it smells good. We can deliver you a cookbook, a baking book that shows you the same recipe we used, but you do it differently, and your bread would smell good as well, but not the same like our bread. Comprehend, to comprehend, as a verb. They say to understand, take into the mind, grasp by understanding. This is interesting, yeah? To take in, include. To take together, to unite, include, seize, of catching fire or the arrest of criminal. Also to comprehend, perceive, to seize or take in the mind. With together, here probably completely. To catch hold of, seize. In seize, in terms of, they say to arrest criminal, yeah, to get it, to catch it, to unite, to get together. It is seized into the mind. You actually transferred the experience into your mind so that you can remember, that you can recall, and so that you can redo what you do. And this is what to know means, yeah. Perceive a thing similar to another or the same to another. If you do the same thing over and over again and you can expect to get the same result over again, you know the next time you will do it will do the same, it will get the same results. So if you want to get another result, you need to do something different. You need to change. You need to change yourself, you need to change your doing, you need to change your act, whatever. Then you can expect a different outcome. This is what we understand on comprehend. Comprehend. It just feels different than understand. Do you understand? Yeah, do you understand? Do you comprehend? You feel it? You hear it? It's just different. It feels different. To lay hold of, to grasp. You are able to think for yourself. That's why you are grasped. You snatch, you seize, you catch, you occupy violently. Take by surprise. Yeah, if you think for yourself, you probably have these moments of, aha. Take by surprise. When the light bulb goes on. This is the proof of being able to think for yourself. Catching the act of thinking for yourself. If you just copy what stands in the newspaper and let's say, oh, have you heard? there's a virus going on. We need to shut down our doors and lock ourselves into our own house. Don't get out. And if I see you out there, I'll call the police because you also need to be inside of your house because it's fair. Don't cheat. You need to. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just the one thing that happened was one guy read the newspaper, and in the newspaper was standing, there's a virus, we do a pandemic, we organize everything, so you need to stay home. And you walk around the streets and you find another one who also reads the newspaper, and he also says, hey, they say, oh, there's a virus and something, and you wonder. So we do not read newspaper. We ask them, did you see the virus? And he says, no. So how do you know? Yeah, how do you know there is a virus? Yeah, it is written in newspapers. Yeah, they cannot distinguish between what is information, what is real, what is there, what does exist, and what is. They just don't. And that's why you cannot handle the truth. The saying, you cannot handle the truth. What they said in that movie was so great. Fiction. That which is invented or imagined in the mind. So the dream of Chris Roberts is an image that he had in mind. And he invented the idea of building a company that develops video games that represents, that basically manifests his imagination. Image, a picture, a vision. He's a visionary. Makes totally sense. This is fiction. From Old French, fiction, dissimulation. Oh, this is very interesting. This simulation, ruse, invention, fabrication. Dissimulation actually is the opposite of simulation, we would think. So ruse, we do not know what ruse is, but we can figure out probably. So we should have put vlog into the titles just to make sure that it is a long video. But it's the same the same duration, like, oh, ruse is a list. The list is a if you trick somebody. Yeah. Yeah, that trick somebody in terms of Star Citizen CIG is, it is a fiction, and they tell you it is science fiction. So they don't trick you. It's not a ruse. And it's also not a dissimulation, because they do a space simulation. But the fiction itself, yeah, an invention. Yeah, they invent some gravity generator, gravity generators. And the theory of gravitation says that gravity is based on mass. So a bigger mass will attract a smaller mass. And we understand that mass has something to do with weight. But that's wrong. That's why you have in fiction a gravity generator to make sure that you experience what they say gravity, but the gravity generator need to produce mass in order to fulfill the theory of gravitation. So we can ask, is gravity something real, or is it fictional? Is it an invention, or is it just imagined? Can you touch it? Can you feel it? Can you embrace it? Can you lick it? And fabrication is interesting. Fabrication is contains the word fabric, fibers. And if you put a lot of fibers together in one string, one line, then you have fascism. the fasces. You put the fibers to one and you have fasces. A fashioning or fining, noun of action of the past partner, fingere, to shape, form, devise, feign, originally to net, form out of clay. That is fiction, science fiction. They created digital objects that has physical impact, as we know. That's why it is a simulation and not a dissimulation. But the story they tell is fictional, and meaning prose works, prosa, not dramatic, of imagination. The first often including plays and poems. Narrower sense of the part of literature comprising novels and short stories based on imagined scenes or characters. Fiction is storytelling. That science fiction that they do, CIG and Star Citizen, is an immersive storytelling, an immersive fiction based on science. Short stories imagined, yeah. This imagination of space, the visionary. The legal sense, yeah, here it comes. The legal sense, fiction of law, is from 1580s. A writer of fiction could be a fictionist. The related Latin words included the literal notion worked by hand, as well as figurative senses of, yeah, worked by hand, formed out of clay, or knitting. Invented in the mind, artificial, not natural. Natural also means real, yeah? But a chair is real. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can lick it, you can sit on. But it's artificial because we human made it. But it's real. Latin fictilis, made of clay, earthen. Molder, sculptor. Yeah, the creator. That's why the creator, the God, created man out of clay. Yeah, master of deceit. Deceit, fictum, deception, falsehood. Fiction. If you cannot distinguish between what's real and what is fiction, you are just fucked up. You cannot handle the truth. Because if you start to being able to distinguish, you will realize with your real eyes, or you will see with your real eyes, you will see what is there. You realize that everything what you thought you know isn't real. It's just a fiction. Simulation, etymologically, simulation, a false show. False profession, something that is false, not correct, not right. Old French, simulation, pretend, act like. And directly from Latin simulationem, simulatio, and imitation, imitating, feigning, false show, hypocrisy. Yeah, hypocrisy. That was the same like we saw before in the Bible, right? A hypocrisy. Imitating. Act like it is, but are not. You pretend to be. So this space simulation pretends to be based on science fiction and acts like based on science fiction. So if you tell a story, a poem, based on scientific evidence, there is the invention of a gravity generator. But it is false. It shows you a false reality. It's not real. There is no such thing as a gravity generator, because who can prove that gravity actually exists? And don't get me wrong, yeah, you use the word gravity to explain something that you can observe. But that doesn't mean that gravity actually exists, because if the gravity of theory says the bigger mass attracts the lower mass, how would work a gravity generator? Just doesn't work, because the mass of the gravity generator stays the same. Imitate. Simulate. Yeah, if you act like you have pain but you do not have, like, resembling, or the same kind, similar. The meaning of a model or mock-up for purposes of experiment or training. You just do as if to find out if it works. So this is in relation of Star Citizen, CIG. They pretend to develop a game, a spaceship simulator, but the simulation of the simulation is they want to figure out if that sort of game would actually work. They experiment with the early access users, the backers, the pledgers, and they do training with them. That's why they do patch releases to train. Do they figure out how it works? Do they stay within the simulation? Do they try to figure out continuously? Yeah, you can say that they do the simulation of, does that kind of simulation actually work? And this is the, okay, it's not proven, but it's a thought that actually adds to the evidence that Star Citizen is a prototype of the metaverse. And that solely concluded through etymology. By the end of the video, we will probably be able to pronounce it correctly. So then we got simulacra and simulation. Probably you remember that very short scene of the movie The Matrix, where Neo, here in the right shadow, picks up a book with the title Simulacra and Simulation, and when he opens the book, he has these hidden tapes or discs or whatever he wants to handle to his friends outside the door. And there, this book actually exists. You can really read it. It's a real book written by the philosopher Jean Baudrillard, or a French guy. And simulacra is the plural word of simulacrum. Simulacra, plural form of simulacrum. An image or representation. An unreal or vague semblance. That which is formed in the likeness of any object, an image. Basically a copy of something. See, that is a simulacrum. So if you have an apple grown on a tree from the seed you placed in, and you put that apple next to another apple that is hybridized, yeah, the artificial food they're selling you in the supermarkets, then is the apple you bought in the supermarket is a simulacrum of the apple you planted by yourself. A simulacrum is a representation or imitation of a person or thing. And that represent is if something is not present, it's absent. But if you pretend it is present, then you represent. So the state does not exist. The government does not exist. That's why they need to have representer. Yeah, you see You cannot handle the truth. The state does not exist. It's an illusion. It's an imagination. It's a fiction. It's an imagination. Some sort of a higher power that rules over everything. Oh no, it's just a simulation. No, it's just a conspiracy theory. But you do not even know what is a theory. So how do you point that out? All right. So continue. Simulation, simulacra. Yeah. So simulacrum, etymologically, an image that which is formed in likeness of an object. From Latin simulacrum, likeness, image, form, representation, portrait. At this simulation, simulation is not a simulation. We did it wrong before, sorry. But is from simulare. Yeah, it's still similar, simular. To make, like, imitate, copy, represent from the stem of similis, like, resembles, of the same kind, see, similar. Brownie on burial writes of the ancient division of body, soul, and image, or simulacrum of them both. It's something having to mere appearance of another thing. It just acts like, it just feels like, it just could be because it looks like. Yeah, and this is something what Star Citizen could be, a simulacrum. It appears like space. It appears like what we understand are planets, flying rocks in space, having moons, flying rocks, flying around other rocks, and a star that is so bright it acts like a sun in the center of that plane. Simulacrum, simulation. The act or process of simulating. This is interesting. You can simulate. The thing is a simulacrum, and the simulation is the act or process of doing like it is, but it's not. An imitation, a sham like a scam. You see, phonetically, very close. Assumption of the false appearance. Assumption of a false appearance. You just think it is false. You just think Star Citizen is a scam, but you cannot prove it. And just because you cannot prove it doesn't mean it isn't a scam. Because you need to ask the question, so what is the trick? What is the actual trick? And the trick is that CIG is a simulacrum within a simulation. And so they did a simulation within the simulation. And this is something what you probably don't get it if you call out the Citizen as a scam. A simulation is a false show. Get that? False show, false precision. It pretends to be something that it isn't. And if they pretend to be a game, but it isn't, then it is just an alpha state, a test version, an experiment, a training platform. But the question you need to ask is, experiment on what, to what, for what? A training for whom, to what? These are the questions you need to ask. What is the actual simulation that actually happens? Question reality, You need to ask. Okay, this is a movie poster. Question reality. You need to question the reality. And don't be afraid of the answer. You can go there even though it doesn't exist. This is a movie like The Matrix. Don't take it too serious, but think about it. Think for yourself. Don't get the information they showed you, they presented you in the movie, and take it for real, even when they say it's a documentary, it's not a movie. They document something, but if you cannot distinguish what is real and what is not. You will don't find the documentation inside the movie. And the same happens in this movie. If you cannot distinguish, you will not figure out where the simulation starts and where it ends. You simply just don't. The 13th Floor is the movie. We can watch the trailer, but we do not. But we look at the the scientist. The computer scientist Douglas Hall unknowingly gets involved in the murder of his colleague, Herman Fuller, a computer genius who is killed just before the testing of his newly launched virtual reality simulation program. Yeah, did you get hooked up? Take that movie, watch it. It's really, really interesting, really, really intriguing. Then, when it comes to fiction, we want to find out what is fiction because we stumbled over through a research, but of course we haven't been able to find out or find it once more. So no. We looked for natürliche Personenfiktion, which is if you were born, you probably get a birth certificate. And the birth certificate is equivalent to a manifestation certificate. So when you were born, you're basically manifested onto the world. Yeah, not Earth, but the world. And because you got birthed on Earth, you need to have a certificate to be certain that you actually exist. So they create a birth certificate, a manifestation certificate, and that manifestation certificate has some attributes of your physical appearance to make sure, this is you. And this birth certificate is actually the fulfilling of a natural person. This is from Germany, German language. We do not know how that is in English, but you know the word person. It's basically the same. We have in German-speaking areas, we have natürliche Person and juristische Person. So natürliche Person is a single person, you and me, for example, and juristic person is a company. There's the main difference. Yeah. So we were looking for the fiction behind the person and didn't find in that very moment, but you can see naturally person or a physical person. That's why you have a certificate of physical appearance. It's a right subject. That means you have privileges and rights. It's basically it's basically the same like citizen. The word citizen is equivalent to natürliche Person. Im Gegensatz zur natürlichen Person steht die juristische Person häufig synonym gebraucht für Körperschaften, Vereine, Gesellschaften, companies, corporations, communities, well, whatever. All right. Person, etymologically, an individual, individe, one who is separated. A human being, the hue and the man. The hue is the shadow of the man. So the person is basically the shadow of the man. On French, personne, human being, anyone, person. And directly from Latin persona, human being, person, personage, a part in a drama, assumed character. So if we do a character repair, originally a mask, a false face. That's what we said. If we do a character repair, because the character within the verse, Star Citizen, has some errors, we do a repair on the mask, the false face we have. We are not salvagers in real life. No. It's a false face. We pretend to be, we simulate the lifestyle of a salvager. And you can say it is a drama, because it's a drama. We paid money for a ship to fly. And yeah, we have to be honest. That ship we paid money for, that ship is still flyable. But we paid other ships with in-game money that is not flyable. So it's a drama. It's a part of the drama. Such as those of wood or clay. Mask made out of wood or clay, covering the whole head, worn by actors in later Roman theaters. So, is it a Roman invention? OED offers the general 19th century explanation of persona as related to sound through. So if we speak up, we sound through. But what we say doesn't mean that we are that one. That's why you have PR agents, propaganda agents, politicians. Politicians are just vehicles, personas, where sound goes through. Something spoken through and perhaps amplifying the voice. But the long O makes a difficulty. Klein and Barnhart say it is possible borrowed from Etruscan persu, mask. They don't know for certainty. One of the persons of the Trinity in theological, theo, God, logical, logic, logos, use in church Latin classical word meaning one's physical being, the living body. External appearance. So if we are physicalized, we have an external appearance, you can see us. Yeah. In grammar, one of the relations which a subject may have to a verb. In legal use, yeah, here comes the legal fiction. In legal use, corporate body or corporation other than the state and having rights and duties before the law. So what does that mean? The state has no right and no duties before the law? And that before can be timely. Time does not exist, it's an illusion, it's a fiction. And the space does not exist, it's an illusion, it's a fiction. So if that before is timely before the law, doesn't make sense, right? But it can be in space before the law. So if you go to the judge, the one who judges, then you stand before the law. Physically, you stand before the law. That's why the judge is elevated, so that you can understand. But this is interesting, other than the state. To use of person to replace man in compounds for the sake of gender neutrality or to avoid allegations of sexism. In person, a bodily presence is attested by originally of telephone calls. A phrase itself was in use by in reference to the spreading of diseases. Tele, in a distance, phone, phonetic, the sound. All right. Corporation is a person. Yeah, corporation. Nation, corporation, corp or nation. Corpus, the body. Organs. The language of legal fiction. The corporation is a person, the language of legal fiction. It is a fact that the law, the legal, is a fiction. That's why we are so interested in Star Citizen, because we wanted to use Star Citizen as a vehicle to tell a compelling, not an immersive, a compelling story about the truth you probably cannot handle. Legal fiction. Again, fiction, that which is invented or imagined in the mind. In your mind, it might be right to have getting a crime stat for not comply for an NPC scanner who comes in the law, comes and scans your ship to find out if you have illegal goods. So the fiction goes, there are things, physical things, real things, or in the matter of the verse, there are things, objects you can transport in the ship. Someone else is saying this is illegal. That's why I am coming and scan your ship to find out if you have this stuff in your ship. And if you do not comply to be scanned, we have to assume, to judge, to value that you have transport illegal stuff. Stuff we do not want that you transport. Yeah, legal, crime, criminal or not. It is just an imagination in your mind. The law. Very close to liar. It's just an eye missing. Like in Jesus, there's an eye missing. Because if there would be an eye, it would say, Je suis. Yeah, Jesus. Je suis. Je suis. En français means I am. I am. The I is phonetically the same like I. And you probably had heard the I on top of the pyramid is the I, the ego. The liar is the ego a liar, learning what is taught. Knowledge, once more, knowledge, information, science, known as a state or fact, doctrine, art or act of teaching. If you do not recognize your own ego, probably in your head, you are not able to distinguish between what is actually you and what is your ego. And because nobody taught you what the ego actually is, it's pretty damn difficult to distinguish the ego from you. The liar is the ego telling you lies. But the law, folklore, interesting, traditional beliefs and customs of the common people, it's a belief system. Some believe in conspiracy theories. They say everything that is related to this pyramid is a conspiracy theory. other people, they do some research in that kind of stuff. They say this is the Illuminati pyramid, the eye of the Illuminati, the eye, all seeing eye, whatever. Because there is a story around that. You can learn, you can be indoctrinated. It's a traditional belief that everything that we do not know is just a conspiracy theory, but it's not, because you are just not able or willing to comprehend what is true or not. Culture is handed down orally. Common people. Yeah, the law is a story. And if you perceive the law of Star Citizen, you actually can say Star Citizen has a compelling and immersive law. And you will find it in Galactapedia. There are some sort of Badu, extraterrestrial. I mean, in the sense of the verse, Star Citizen, you need to ask yourself, what the fuck is Earth? They are not extraterrestrial. That's why they talk about aliens and not extraterrestrial, because it makes sense, yeah. And there, if you are able to comprehend what is true and what not, then you actually know what aliens are. And you actually can comprehend what extraterrestrials are. They don't look like this. They don't look like this. They don't look like this. But they have to look like this, because otherwise it wouldn't be alien. And if an Englishman goes to New York, he's an alien in New York. English-speaking people knows what an alien is. An extra can mean outside of, but terra means earth or land. So outside of Earth, what does that mean? If you think we are running around a flying ball in space, call it Earth or ball or blue marble or whatever, then you have in space direction X, Y, Z, right? So you have a center and you have an outside area. And extraterrestrial would be outside of Earth. So we are walking on Earth, so we are not in Earth. We are the extraterrestrial. If we wouldn't be, then we would be intraterrestrial. We would be inside Earth. And there are some theories, some stories, some laws. They're talking about inner Earth. Yeah, but extra also means extra, like extra large. I have an extra large hangar in space, Star Citizen, because I have an extra large ship. Extra means additional. It's not large, it's extra large. It's just a little bit more than large. So extraterrestrial means there is land, but there's extra land. There's an additional land here on Earth. And the extraterrestrials are coming from there, from that extras land. But they are still from Earth. But if you imagine Earth as a flying rock, a ball flying in, if you imagine Earth as a ball flying in space, circling around sun, then you have this space of in Earth, the core, and outside of Earth, where we are living. We are extraterrestrial. Okay. The law. This is not Star Citizen. This is a website, StarCitizen.tools, which is a fan-made page. The law is created history. Yeah, his story, or high story, or his stories of Star Citizen universe or verse. This includes every historic event, people, places, alien races, and anything else of significance to a living, breathing verse. Yeah, copy-paste from the marketing. The bulk of the law is created and written by the law team at CIG, but Chris Roberts has made it well known that he wants players have the opportunity to create law. So that's what the people already do. They're talking so much shit, so much trash, so much speculation, so much rumors. We have never ever seen anything like this about a video game. Not even Rockstars, those who do GTA series. There should be GTA 6 coming out next year probably. They do speculate, they do have rumors about what's inside the game, what's not inside the game, what will the story thing. It's just like the expectation and the excitement about the game that will be released. But here, around the verse, or no, we always say, here within the verse, around Star Citizen, so much chit-chat, bullshit and rumor, speculation. It's not even about, it's just a cult. The community is some sort of a cult. They believe that Star Citizen, the game, would at some point of time will be able to buy as retail in commercial sense. And because it is a Kickstarter project or crowdfunding, they don't need to finish the game. In legal fiction, they are allowed not to finish the game. But if the cult members, if you want to make sure they accept the outcome, the inevitability, inevitable, unausweichliche outcome would accept, they need to close down. They need to tell the story, there are no more backers anymore. We cannot finish. This is the only logical way, rational way, and legal way to shut down this project. Star Citizen lore timeline, there's another website who do store, and interestingly they say quantum core engine in 2075, groundbreaking invention, complex political and social dynamics of okay, so they claim that they invented the quantum travel stuff in the year 2075. And that's why they could explore space. Interstellar, intergalactic, yeah. Crowd-funded project. Money pledged goes directly to the game's development. They say that. If there is no money anymore, the game stops development. So are you a desperate believer and pledges more ships, more money into it, just to continue the game's development? Or do you actually want to make sure that this Chris Roberts puts down his mask? So this is the Anvil Gladiator, which was an additional ship they offered after the first successful crowdfunding. Star Citizen, who are the early backers? We asked, and we didn't get an answer. But we might get an idea who that could be. But this is pure speculation. These are the ones who believed in the visionary imagination of Chris Roberts. These are the ones who believed in the vision of, and probably even more, lot more people. We believed, we knew it is alpha, we knew it is a test version, and we knew before we started that this game would probably never be finished. And as we start playing it and try to discover, because our intention was not playing a game, our intention is to find out how the metaverse actually would look like. And the metaverse, as well as the verse here, Star Citizen verse, is designed not to be finished. Not anytime soon, no. Not to be finished. And if they are finished, they are dead. Crowdfunding campaign just had the biggest crowdfunding day ever. 3.5 mil. Started in crowdfunding, reaches 500 mil after a decade. It took them 10 days to get 500 million. That would mean 50 million each year if you take it linearly. Massive. Because the idea is great, the vision is great, that what is actually already out there to play, to experience, even if in alpha, it's massive, it's intense, it's the best we've ever experienced in terms of a video game. Yeah. And that says something, because we are not gamers, but it hooked us. So they funded this project on Kickstarter at the beginning. Kickstarter PBC is an American public benefit corporation based in Brooklyn, New York, that maintains a global crowdfunding platform focused on creativity. So we're having a check. This is the website, how it looks like. There are some pledges towards. And just to make sure, yeah, CIG nor Star Citizen nor Robot Space Industries are on Kickstarter anymore. They had been back then, but they are not anymore. So that means they do not be responsible or obliged to the rules and laws, law fiction terms of use of this platform. Just to make sure. Everyone who pledges straight to the web shop, the pledge store of Robot Space Industries, they pledge to them directly. There's no middleman anymore. Bring your creative project to life. Okay. What can I use Kickstarter to fund? Everything, design, film, games. Who can I get pledges for? Support always begins with people you know. The inner circle, friends, family, fans. Tell a compelling story to hook up fans. Create a community. Create a spectrum that is basically a simulation of Discord. You do not need to invent the wheel new. No, you can copy it and call it differently. It works. Spectrum works better than Star Citizen. Yeah, no wonder. How much work is it to run a project? Yeah, it's a lot of work. That's why they only did 2 runs on Kickstarter. 2 runs on Kickstarter, and every other pledge or backers, they say, they haven't been on Kickstarter. How do I get in touch with questions? How can I reach more backers? Yeah, this is community-led. Let the influencers do their work. That's why you see YouTubers. Let's see if we can find some. We got gem reviews. Don't watch it, just see Star Citizen 1 day ago, Star Citizen 3 days ago, Star Citizen 4 days ago, another Star Citizen 4 days ago, No Man's Sky, another space simulation 4 days ago, Star Citizen 5 days ago, Star Citizen No Man's Sky, No Man's Sky, Star Citizen No Man's Sky, Star Citizen No Man's Sky. You see a lot of Star Citizen. You go to Nomadic, you see they don't have Star Citizen in title only since the hotfix or the new patch. But only Star Citizen. It looks like as if this channel only was created for Star Citizen, or because of Star Citizen. Call it whatever you want, but it is. Avenger 1 is another one. Avenger 1. Welcome to the trading channel for everything Star Citizen PvP. Also a dedicated YouTube channel for Star Citizen. Star Citizen PvP Combat. Only Star Citizen. Then PC 101. Misleading, I go on a rant. Okay, someone who is not happy about Star Citizen. Oh, he asked, okay, here it's not a question, but in the thumbnail it is. Misleading, question mark. I go on a bit of a rant about decorating your hangar. Why do you decorate your hangar? Why? Visiting all the new forward operating base, whatever that is. Does the old hangar module decoration work in 324? I tried to solo breach and capture the Xeno Idris. Oh, is that still available? We want to check the Idris as well, because, yeah, we want to. Star Citizen, as far as we see, Star Citizen. As if this channel is only for Star Citizen. Yeah, 3 years ago. Tick that. Okay, another space simulator, Starfield. Star Citizen. A lot of Star Citizen. You can say that most of them are into Space Simulator, but most of them are in Star Citizen, and probably Starfield and the other one, No Man's Sky. Then we got this cozy boy. He does some cinematic stuff and storytelling within the verse. He was once, not because he does a good job, but he was the one who showed us that Star Citizen delivers something that we were looking for. And we do not talk space simulation. We're talking about doing cinematics within an already existing virtual reality. And there's EE Studios. They did also some Star Citizen cinematics. Yeah, there are plenty out of it, but we kicked them all out on our list here. And you know what? Because they are influencers. They influence people to go for Star Citizen without telling them the truth. That's why we kicked them out. Super Mac Bro is one of them. He was the one who brought us into the verse because of the idea of a nomadic salvager. Star Citizen. And the way he acts, the way he plays, the way he promotes his channels, and all that, it is his income. And he has a family, small children. He is depending on the money flow income, to provide for his family. That's why he does everything he needs to do to maintain the family structure, the concept of family, to provide. He is not interested in telling the truth, no. There's another one. Kaboo Tops. We kicked him out today. we watched the video. Kabutots. We like to have an American voice for once, not only these Brits. That's why we subscribe to his YouTube channel, but we kicked him out. So he does Star Citizen as well. And he does now videos for the new version 3.24. And as you can see, he has 400 videos and 3,330 subscribers. And if we have a check, he's here for now almost 10 years on YouTube, but only has 400 videos. Okay, is just to notice, right? And if we go, the oldest one is 4 years ago. And back then he did some other video games. That means he is into video games in general. Did some stuff, first person shooter, military stuff, okay, random stuff. And eventually he started out with Star Citizen. Holy, 11 months ago. He's not that long in the verse. Pretty dope, yeah. The first few days, it's absolutely dope. If you don't give up in the struggle of trying to find out, I mean, just putting the helm down and on. If you do not do the tutorial, and if you do the tutorial and it doesn't work, yeah, have fun with figuring that out. Gold Rush, yeah. If he sees something bling bling, he goes for it. And then, yeah, salvage guide. He does a salvage guide after 1 month of playing. Okay, we played 1 month. We can do a salvage guide. But 20 million per hour? He is not telling the truth. It's absolutely not possible to do it on a constant rate of 20 mil per hour. It might be that he had one mission, one contract, or one opportunity to collect a salvage worth of 20 mil. And he probably invested 1 hour. But everyone who already played Star Citizen knows what you can do within an hour. Nothing. The first 20 minutes, you made sure to be ready to get everything together to do a mission like a salvager. You need to have a cargo ship to transport all this cargo, or you need to have a ship to do the salvage in general. It's just not possible. It's absolutely fake. These are the YouTubers. These are the fake. These are actually the guys, to quite fair to CIG, these are the guys who will ruin Star Citizen as a video game. These guys who do not tell the truth. Those guys who make this game look for something that it isn't. Making over 20 mil per hour? Question mark. In patch? No. How to? New method? Question mark. No, it's a catch. They are YouTubers. They try to make a career as a YouTuber. They want to make money, and you see it in the thumbnail. They are only for the money. And when we are at the beginning, there are so many people came into the game and ask how to do money fast. And the only thing that goes fast within the verse in Star Citizen is glitches and death. Nothing else goes fast. No, nothing. And you see everywhere money. You see where it's going? And probably this is the reason why Star Citizen CIG stopped publish their funding records. That's why they probably stopped publishing their financial statement. Yeah, when the greed kicks in, you become a completely different person, yeah? You take a complete different mask on. And either way, one face or the other, one mask or the other, probably shows the real truth behind you? We don't know. So this is not a rant. This is just some information about what is out there to figure out what this is actually about. And we got basically confirmation that our suspicion is correct, and we hope that Star Citizen is not a dead horse now. Wait for 2 years or 1 year. So we just deliver a stable gameplay so that we can do our record, our cinematic stuff, to make sure that we can do our compelling storytelling using Star Citizen as the platform. Please, CIG, hear me out. Do not crash the game intentionally before the start of 2026. And do not start crashing the game before 2026. Yeah, thank you.